You know there's gonna be a rumble. It's a small town. Throw down. It's time to tumble.
Jacksonville mustard packs.
Folks, welcome to the show. We're sitting here at Thursday night at Club Aaron. We got Pawpaw's Babies, we got Beast Mode, we got the Big Easy, and we got the dog over here. Give me that bark, dog. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. Did y'all see those uniforms?
Yeah.
I like them.
I like them.
I do too.
I think they're hideous.
I really like the Bills all red last week.
Well,
Christmas.
that was bad too.
Oh,
I think they're about as hideous as that play Dennis Bryant made to end the ball game against last week. If you're gonna be a star performer, you gotta give me a star performance. Ball in the end zone, he didn't even try to make a play on it. Not much less try to make it incomplete or stop interception. He sat there and watched the guy.
Yeah.
Hey, you gonna talk all that crap in the end zone? I mean, in the locker room, in the locker room, you gonna talk all that crap to your special teams coach, to everybody else on the team. You gotta give me a star performance.
I'll tell you what else another catch that kind of stands out for me from last week. That's Odell Beckham in the end zone. They didn't call it a catch, but was it or was it not a catch? Did anybody notice that?
I'm gonna say I'm not.
You're not familiar
I'm
with
not
it?
familiar
He
with
caught the ball with two hands, come down on both feet, and the ball was punched out, but he was in the end zone. Now, if Cam Newton sticks his hand across the goal line with the ball, it's a touchdown. Doesn't matter what happens after the ball crosses the goal line. He caught both hands, come down, both feet, the ball was punched out. Incomplete pass, they lost the game.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. It's
Or
big.
they're saying he didn't.
Didn't complete the pass, never had complete control. But if, like I said, if Cam Newton holds his hand across the goal line, it's a touchdown. If they knock it out seconds later, it's still a touchdown.
Well, I think that's because he already has possession of the ball and has control of it when he leaves from behind the line of scrimmage. And I guess
I
the
think
way
it's
they're looking at it is from the receiver standpoint is, you have to take 2 steps and control the ball.
Right.
I mean, that's the only thing I can.
He took 2 steps.
Yeah, it
was
come down on
punched
both
out.
feet. I thought it was a catch, and I thought they had beat the Patriots, but it is what
I
it is.
thought it was too. I was speaking of Cam. Everybody's getting mad at Cam because he's dancing. What do you guys think?
Don't let him in. Just like
I have
said.
to say, I've never been a fan of Cam Newton, but this past year he's done a couple of things with heart and soul and pride, standing up for the Carolinas. And I really feel like him tearing the banner down is a positive thing in this community because it stands for one thing only. When you don't hang, like he said, you don't sell a Whopper at a McDonald's. And I agree 100% with him, just like dancing in the end zone. You don't want him dancing, don't let him in. Hey, defenses dance when they sack him.
Yeah.
Why don't he dance when he scores touchdowns?
Yeah. What do you think, dog?
I'm kind of on the fence. I've never been a big Cam fan either. But I do like some of the things that he's done this year. I really could care less for all the showboating. But I do like some of the things. I do like him as a player. I like his athletic ability. I like some of the things he does off the field. I like the fact that he gives the balls to kids after he scores a touchdown. I do like those things. Yeah, I could do without the dancing and the Superman and all that stuff. But overall, I mean, I like Cam Newton.
All right, let me throw another one at you. New England Patriots. We all know they're great. They're my
Every
opinion.
year.
They're the smartest team in professional football.
Best coached.
Right. You lose all these players, and you get these guys back who are has-beens, and Belichick makes them good. Pat, how you feel about it?
I don't know what to really say about it. I mean, it's unheard of, really. He's the only coach that can do it.
Yeah.
No one else. I mean, Deion Lewis came from the Cleveland Browns. They cut him. He was bagging groceries or something, and they brought him Patriots, and he was one of the best PPR running backs this year.
Right.
I have to agree. I think looking especially at the latest news with Julian Edelman being hurt and being out, at least until playoffs, maybe further, I think a lot of people that are fans of the Patriots are not sweating. A lot of people that aren't fans, they're thinking it's going to end them. But I don't see that happening, unfortunately. I don't like the Patriots, but the coach they have there, I mean, they can take any of their second or third wide receivers and make them top-notch wide receivers. I mean, I feel like between Brady and Belichick, they're very tough. And when it comes to filling in those positions, they make it look easy.
I agree. And look at the Steelers last week. Roethlisberger on the bench. Landry Jones gets hurt. What does Big Ben come in and do? Dog.
Yeah, he comes in and has his best game of the year. Did he come in the first or second?
I think it was the first quarter.
It was first quarter.
But Antonio Brown went off. Martavis Bryant. I mean, it's been a crazy year for the NFL with the injuries and the things that are going on in different games. Like you're talking about the Patriots and just using no-name receivers and then with the Steelers, Big Ben goes out, misses a game, comes back in. They're only going to use him, if there was an injury.
Wasn't even supposed to dress
Yeah,
out.
and in fact there was. I mean, I think they've never had any intentions, obviously, of playing him. And comes in and has a hell of a game.
Yeah, I was listening. They said that before the game, all the players went back. I guess talk to the coach and get ready to come out. He stayed on the field with a ball cap on.
Yeah.
So I mean, he wasn't had no intentions of playing. I thought it was amazing that he come out and done that.
Roy?
I agree, 100%. Next year I'm going to draft Antonio Brown first, Martavis Bryant second, and then Ben third.
Exactly.
Probably go undefeated.
And what about AP? AP went off last week.
Stride. He finally produced the way he should have been producing for the first year. But I'm happy with it. I made a recent trade recently for him, and I'm excited about that.
Do you think AP's for real this year?
He's for real every year. It's just I think he's hit or miss most time. Like now this year he has busted a 80-yard run at least every other game, and it's really saved him. But I mean he's capable of 200-yard rushing every game. It's just whether or not they give him the ball or not. And I mean if he was on another team, it'd be ridiculous the numbers he put up really.
Law, would you put Charcandrick West as a stud right now?
I think.
Would
West
you
is a
label
stud.
him as one?
I think you could call him Jamal Charles Jr. I mean, I think he's his first week when he started, he's okay. He had a mediocre game the last 2 weeks against two good defenses. I mean, he's had stud games, and he broke a 80-yard reception. I've started in the last 2 weeks, and I'll continue to do so unless he proves me wrong.
Do you think that Mike Evans and Brandon Cooks have turned it around?
I think they have. I think Brandon Cooks has got some help from Drew Brees. Obviously, Drew Brees has no option but to try to keep up with the offenses that they're playing, being their defense is struggling. And I think that it's given Brees the opportunities and the mindset to keep airing it out. I mean, you got to take chances when your defense every time comes on the field lets them have 90 and 85-yard drives. I mean, it's just crazy. So I think Brandon Cooks has definitely paid off for a lot of fantasy owners.
And what about Mike Evans?
I think he's done really well. I don't have him in any of my leagues, and it's not because I don't want him.
And Jameis Winston, he's played pretty well.
Evans he missed. He was hurt the first few games, and
Right.
his first game back, he didn't really do anything. But other than that, he's had solid games every
Well,
other
Vincent
game.
Jackson being out too,
And the tight end's out too.
Yeah, tight ends out too.
He's the only
He's
option.
getting a lot of targets.
Randy, let me ask you about one,
All right.
just to kind of get your opinion on it. Peyton Manning.
I was shocked. Now I'll tell you back. I was not shocked when I saw he was one of the most droppable players this week. I think he's done. I think he's a great quarterback. He was at his time. But right now he just needs to retire and move on.
Yep.
I mean, the game is so fast in the NFL. And I'm not saying he can't handle it. I mean, he can handle it, but I think everything he's had back in the past, he's lost right now. I think the man's hurt.
I agree.
I think he's hurting more than what he's letting on to be.
I guess it comes with age and experience, but
Believe me, I'm 55 and I know things don't heal like they do. And the right, Sharon? She
Yeah.
said yeah.
Hey, look, that man's had a hell of a career.
He has.
And in my opinion, he's only won one Super Bowl. I know that's what a lot of people look at, how many Super Bowls he won, but look at his numbers.
They're
I mean,
amazing.
compare him to anybody else. I mean, he's
he
arguably the greatest quarterback that's ever played in the NFL, but he's only won one Super Bowl.
He hasn't necessarily had the greatest talent surrounding him through his entire career either. Like some of these other Super Bowl winners, has got 3
Like
and 4.
Brady.
Yeah, exactly. They got great coaches. They got great talent around them. I think I'm with you on that when it comes to Peyton Manning.
All right, well, you guys give me a defense you think this week is going to be stellar. Who is a sleeper defense, or not to be a sleeper, but just somebody who you think is going to put up some good points?
The Bucks. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who are they playing? I don't even know. The Eagles?
Eagles, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez. That linebacker they got, rookie linebacker, he's a beast. Sanchez, they'll probably put up 30 points this week.
I think I'd have to go with Atlanta Falcons, and the reason why is they're playing Indianapolis Colts. I mean, they're having problems. They're getting rid of coordinators. You got talk that Chuck Connor's not going to be back next year. You got Andrew Luck on the bench. He ain't throwing. No one's there to really throw the ball at Ty. I think Atlanta shows up, and they're already ahead of the game when they play Indianapolis.
No,
I'm the opposite of Pat. I like the Eagles defense. That's who plays the Bucks, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll make sure I'm sticking my foot in my mouth. The Bucks, other than Mike Evans, I mean, what do they have?
yeah.
Doug Martin.
Doug Martin hasn't done anything. I mean, he gets 40, 50 yards a game. I think he's had maybe 1 or 2 decent games this year, but other than that, they don't really have a whole lot to go off of. So I like the Eagles defense.
All right. Well, folks, hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I know Papa all the babies did, and we'll see you next week. Have a good week and good luck on your fantasy. Did we go too far over?
Oh, yeah, it's 11